Hello everyone, this is Sidharth. I have around 10 plus years of experience into automation and estate role. I have been involved in multiple automations like API, mobile, web UI, and also integrated our automation suite with CI/CD pipeline from scratch. I do have exposure towards the DevOps role. So today our agenda will be running our mobile automation test script using Appium, and the most important part is running this entire setup on real devices hosted in cloud provided by Lambda test. So what would be the flow of this session? First we will understand little bit about mobile testing, then we will understand little bit about Appium, and then we will see how you can integrate your Lambda test along with your Appium test script. Then we will do a dry run and we will see that where we can check the execution report on Lambda test dashboard, and then we will figure out that what are the options that we have in Lambda test to check our logs, execution, videos or test artifacts. And then we will end our session by discussing on what are the benefits of using cloud devices rather than cell phone device or emulator and simulators. Okay, so let's start. In current world, we know that all the business owner, all the product owners, all the startups want to launch their application in mobile devices. So when we talk about mobile devices, we are considering both Android and iOS devices. So whenever we want to launch our device in both the platform, Android and iOS, we need to make sure that the usability is of utmost quality, because if your quality is compromised, then your product will not compete with rest of the products in the market, right? And you will fall behind. So it is very important to make sure that whatever application you are releasing for the end user purpose, it should meet the quality, it should have the perfect usability, right? And that could only be done by having a rigorous regression testing of your application, right? So this is a small trend. If you can see how the number of users has been increased exponentially in past months, right? Past years. So now when we talk about testing rigorously, that means we are considering automation, right? Why automation? Because manually testing everything is very tedious. For example, if we think about any e-commerce site, it has around 200, 300 or 500 screens. 500 screens for both iOS and Android, then with multiple iOS devices, multiple Android version. The statistics would be very difficult to do it manually. It would be like more than 200, 300 combinations for a single screen. So how you will do it in manually? It would be kind of near to impossible. That's why we need to take help of automation. Now when we consider about automations testing of mobile app, we have multiple tools available in the market, multiple tools, frameworks. Those tools and frameworks help us to achieve the automation of our app, right? So now among all those tools, some of the tools are kind of front runner, okay? Among them one is Appium. Appium is being used for mobile automation by most of the automation projects in the entire market. So here you can see a small comparison that how many percentage of people are using Appium for their automation goals. So Selenium is for web UI, we all know that, right? After that, if you can see, Appium is the front runner in terms of mobile automation. So why specifically people prefer Appium? Because there are 2 points that I can say from my experience. First one is it supports both your devices, means Android platform and iOS platform, both device platform it is supporting. Second, the same set of automation test script you can run in emulator, simulator or real devices. Now you must be thinking that what do we mean by emulator, simulator? So those who already know, they can sit back and relax for a couple of minutes. So specifically, emulators are simulators why we need it, or why specifically we use emulator or simulator. So what happens when we want to test our app? There is one way that you can buy a device. For example, you have a requirement, somebody told you that you need to run the app in iPhone X, iPhone XS, iPhone XR and iPhone 13. So now if you want to test in all the 4 devices, what you will do, you will go and buy all the 4 devices, install the app and check it, or run your automation suite. But it will cost you a huge amount of money, right? So naturally what people do, they used to test it in one device, means iPhone X, for example, with real, and for iPhone XS, XR and iPhone 13 they used to use simulator. Simulator means you don't have to buy the device, right? It is kind of a tool which will provide you the virtual device for it, right? So instead of buying 4 real device, you will buy 1 real device, and 3 device you will create, 3 virtual device you will create, and you will check your app on the same. So now in that way you have some pros, some cons, but yes, that is one of the way out of avoiding investing a lot of money in buying the device. Basically in startup and those companies, they don't want to buy all kind of device. It is not even sound logical, right? At some point of time, looking into the finance part. So this is one setup. What would be of using emulators and simulators, that it will give you a virtual device, right? Now how you can do it, you can simply give you an example of Android Studio. This Android Studio will provide you all kind of demo device on Android. Okay, so you can just install this Android Studio, you can go to configure, go to AVD manager, and you can create your virtual device as per your requirement. See, all kind of Android version and devices you will find over here. For example, I want to create a Pixel XL, then you can just select this one. Whatever kind of system image you want, you can use R, Q, Pi, Oreo, Marshmallow, Lollipop, whatever Android version you want, you can select that one. Go to next, you can give a perfect name to your Android virtual device, and then you can click on finish. Your device is up and ready. So it's quite quick, easy, and very less amount, no amount in fact I can say, right? Everything are open source. Android virtual device manager you can open and create an emulator, test it. Now the question is, this is working good and fine. Sometime what happens, sometimes they say like you have to test it in real device. And in fact in my personal experience also, I would suggest that okay, definitely we do have the flexibility of using emulators and simulators, but always it doesn't work in that way, because sometimes in simulator and emulator the behavior is quite different from the real devices, right? So in that case what we would suggest, that instead of using emulator or simulator, what you can do, you can use cloud devices. What do you mean by that? That means all the 4 devices you will use, but you will don't buy it, you don't have to buy it. Rather than real devices are hosted in cloud, you will pay a small amount, access those devices, run your automation suite, come out of it, right? This is a perfect example of best use of using cloud into our QA, right? So you are using cloud hosted, some companies is hosted over their devices, and you will use it. Among those companies who have those services, Lambda Test is the one which we are targeting, and I have used almost every kind of cloud devices, and this one actually pretty works very nicely, and the integration part is very smooth. I will show you in the demo. So now what is our target next? We will use Lambda Test cloud devices and execute our automation test script over there, right? For that what we need to have one automation script. So I have written a small automation script over here. If you can check over here, small automation Appium script. Okay, over here. Here what we will try to do, we will try to integrate this set of test script into our Lambda Test cloud device. Correct? In that there are 3 major things you need to remember. First thing, creating a app URL, right, with your .apk or .ipa. What do we mean by that? Let's go to readme. For example, you want to test your application. Your application may have name as test device, right? So your application name is test device, your apk is test device.apk. Now you need to run this apk in cloud device. So first what you need to do, you need to run this command and generate a app URL which will be in this format. This app URL you need to pass in the desired capability section, so that your application will be installed into your cloud devices hosted in Lambda test. This is the command you need to use. You need to copy paste this command with two changes. What are the two changes? First change, you need to put your Lambda test username and access key. How to generate this Lambda test username and access key? What you need to do specifically, you need to go to Lambda test, create your username, right? Once you create your username, go to your profile section, log into Lambda test, go to your profile section. Over here, you can see your username, where you will see the access key. In the below section, if you can see access token, this access token you need to use, right? This access token you can use for your this part, your Lambda test access key. So username we have seen, access key you have seen. You need to put this to value over here. Second thing is the last one, form, where you have kept your testdevice.apk. So what you need to do, you need to use that apk path over here. Here what I am doing, I am using Proverbial Android apk. This is provided by Lambda test. Very nice one for your practice. Okay, use this one. Just install this Proverbial Android .apk, download it into your own machine, pass the path where you have kept this apk file over here. So you need to do these two changes. Here username and password, here your apk. Once you run it in your command prompt, just copy paste this entire section in your command prompt and you will get a app URL in this format. I have already generated it, and you need to pass it over here in line number 29. Can you see? Set capability app. So I have already generated it and I have passed it over here, right? I have already passed it over here. This is the first thing. Second thing, what you need to do, you need to change line number 26, 27. What you need to put over here in desired capability specifically, as I have discussed, your requirement is you need to run it in iPhone X, XS, XR, iPhone 13. So you need to provide the platform version and any device name over here. This device name you should to provide. For example, if you want to run in iPhone 13, you can write iPhone 13. If you want to run it in iPhone 12, you need to provide iPhone 12 and the platform version, which platform version you want to test. So you need to pass these two things over here, line number 26 and 27. So these two changes you need to do, right? So once you do these two changes and line number 29, so 26, 27, 29, platform version, device name, and your app URL that you have generated by running this curl command into the command prompt, right? Once you have generated it, you need to pass these three changes. Now the second point is, once your desired capability passed, this part is first point. Second point is how you will map your Lambda test username and password with your existing test scripts. So what you need to do, you need to add two environment variables. How you will add environment variables? Like this: export LT username and access key. Username and access key, how to get, we have already seen. So you need to pass it over here, add it to your environment variables. If you don't want to add it in environment variables, what you can do, you need to define a username and password over here, hard code your username and password like this, right? So either way is fine. You go with environment variable, save it over there. It will directly pick from that location when you start the execution. Or what you can do, you can create username and access key, you hard code your value over here. I would definitely prefer environment variable, but yes, this is also one of the option you have. Okay, rather you can create an environment variable property reader file and pass this to value over there and fetch it. Anyway, it's fine, right? You can encode decode also the access key, right? Whatever way is feasible for you, you can do it. But this is the second point, right, where you need to pass your username and password over here, right? If you can notice one thing here, we are not passing anything from the Appium server because everything is executing in cloud devices. So here you need to pass like this: beta hub lambda test.com wd hub. Just the first two things, username and access key, will be fetched from here, right? So two major point: one point, desired capability change; second point, change in your URL, right? URL along with your username and access key. Once these two things are set up, you can design your automation test script. So I have added couple of steps, and those steps are specifically opening a browser, right? Once you open the browser, what you need to do, you need to type this URL and then append lambda test along with this URL. So these three steps we are going to execute now. So these steps I have just created for demo. You guys can write your own test scripts, right? Your own test scripts will be part of the setup over here. So till this point, what we have discussed, all those are common, right? This section. this section would be common. But after that, the test script written, it should be definitely according to your functional requirement. So I have considered proverbial IPA. Okay, I am using that one for my testing, and we will do the dry run on vanilla iOS. So we will use iOS platform for it. How you will execute this one? So there are two ways to execute this test scripts. First way, you need to go to your command prompt, type mvn clean install. Those who are aware of mvn, fine. Those who are not aware of mvn, let me give you a two-line definition on that. Mvn is nothing but Maven. So Maven is a dependency management tool. Dependency management means it will help you to get or fetch all the dependencies which are required to run your project. You can find it in pom.xml. So whatever dependencies we have defined over here, to install those dependencies, you need to run mvn clean install. Once this command is run, what you need to do, you need to paste this command, copy paste this command into your command prompt, and your test case will get executed. This is first way. Couple of things you need to notice over here. The main class which we are passing over here, vanilla_android, is same to as this one. So if you want to change it, let your target is testdevice.apk, then here you can write testdevice_android. So here also you need to change the name, main class. Remember this one, guys. Okay, if you either you keep the class name same and execute it, or else if you are changing the class name, you need to change this command, and in pom.xml also the target one also you need to change, because here the main class, target main class is vanilla_iOS, vanilla_android. So remember this point, okay, because many people used to change this name, they forget to change there and it will fail. So make sure if you are changing those names, then you need to change it over here in the pom.xml and while running it, right? So you need to copy paste this one, and it will get executed from command prompt. Or else what you can do, easy way out, you can right click on it and you can click on run. It will execute the steps that we have added over here. Now the question is, if we execute it, where I will check the execution status. So let's do a real-time demo. Let's run it and check where we can find it. Okay, I am right clicking on it, I am running it. If you can see in the down, it has started execution. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to go to lambda test dashboard. If you come over here, lambda test dashboard, you will see all the recent tests. Okay, whatever the recent run has been done will be visible over here. If you come over here, real device, there are total tests 11. So real devices, we have executed this much of test cases. Those are the recent tests, right? Now where you will see the entire execution report, logs, videos, everything, you need to go over here, real device, app automation. Okay, come over here, Java vanilla iOS. Why? Because we are executing in iOS. Click on this one. See, last updated 46 seconds ago. So this is our current execution that is in progress. If you can see over here, status was running before, just now it happened to completed. So now see, process finished with exit code 0 and our execution is completed. Now how you will check the execution? Whatever steps we have written over there is mentioned over here. How you will make sure? Go to this video. Okay, it will take some time the video to get appeared. Okay, wait for some time. Meanwhile, what we can do, let's go back over here and check what are the steps we have tried. We have tried open the browser, simple one, enter the send keys with this link and append lambda test to it, right? So now when we have executed it, in the video it should have all those steps, right? So now if you can see over here, duration 15 seconds, this video specifically has all the 3 steps, means opening the browser, inserting the URL, and then appending lambda test to the URL. Everything would be available over there in the video. So what we will do now, let's play this video. This is very important, guys. Why I am saying this? This is your best test artifacts. For example, if you are in release 0.1, you have executed it. After 3 months in release 0.2, something happened. And it would be difficult for you, right, that to prove that, okay, I have executed and it worked fine before 3 months. This is the best way, because the video is present, logs are present. I will show you where you can find logs. First, let's try to play this video. See, now it has opened the browser. it will hit the URL and then it will append lambda test to it. See, pretty simple, right? So now the all pain of setting up your Appium server devices, everything is taken care of by lambda test. You are just creating your test script, integration also 2 steps, desired capabilities and username and password, and you are good to go. Now this is your first artifacts. Second artifacts, go to this network tab, view raw test in network logs. This is very important, guys. Okay, this comes very handy. Okay, those who are already using Appium for a long time, they would understand how important this one. Okay, but this is a very important and cool things. Okay, it will help you to provide again stabilize your artifacts. So apart from these 2 artifacts, one is our network logs, right, and another is our video recording. There are a couple of more things you can find out over here in the dashboard. Okay, second one is this: for every step and validations that we have added in our automation test script, it has been mentioned over here. For example, this one, right, create new session, it has been pass or fail. Find element, it has been pass or fail. Whatever accessibility ID, so every details of the steps has been mentioned over here. Here the validation is where displayed, is enabled, so everything is mentioned over here. So if your test case also get failed, those logs will help you to debug it much faster, right? Because you can come over here and you can check that, okay, this particular step has been broken for this specific region. So that feature will specifically help you to debug faster and provide quick fixes for your automation test script failures, right? In other way you can put it like this will help you to stabilize your regression suite, correct? So once your execution is completed, all the details can be visible over here, right? So now the next point, there is one more important point over here. We have executed it for our iOS, right? Similarly you can execute it for Android. Same process, just 3 things you need to change again: your app URL, device name, platform version. Because the username and access key you don't have to change, right? You can reuse the same username and access key, but your app, platform version and your device name or platform name, those things needs to be changed. You need to change those things, and the same way you can execute it and the report will be visible in the dashboard. I have already executed one sample run over here, so I will show you the same one. We need to go to your app automation here, Java Vanilla Android. So if you can see over here, this one I have executed 3 months ago, so the artifacts are still remain over there, and whatever steps I have performed, I can easily find it by running this particular video. So whatever steps I have executed, all the steps are present over here. Here also I have used the proverbial APK file, right, for my Android. So you can see the benefit, right? You can easily find out everything over here, right? So once this execution is completed, one more important benefit over here, if you can click over here now, it will directly take you to this one. You can mark it as a bug also over here. If I put it as a mark as bug, then automatically this particular step will be marked as bug. And the best part is all kind of integration is available here. Slack, Jira, Asana, whatever you are using, you can easily integrate it and mark it as a bug by clicking on this button. And here you can see the screenshot of that particular step, right? So it's quite whatever we are trying to do in our automation, everything has been clubbed at one place. So it will be easy to run, attach the artifacts, report a bug, check the screenshot, everything is pretty much available over here, right? So those things are quite handy, correct, when you start using it. So what we should do now, whatever we have discussed today, let's wrap it up in a way, and then you can try to dry run it in your own machine. So what we have seen that what are the uses of emulator, simulator, how you can create emulator quickly using Android Studio, how you can integrate username and access key from Lambda test into your Appium test script. Second, how you can upload your APK or IPA by creating an app URL using the curl command, right, and pass it in the desired capability. How you can run your existing Appium test script on Lambda test platform using their real devices hosted on cloud. Right? At last, let's wrap up our session with very important point that what are the benefits we are getting out of it. Right? So the main benefits what we will get out of it, I have and do remember guys, what if you want to deep dive into it or know a little bit more about it, then you can refer this blog also. Here I have put our ap.apk, proverbial.apk and IP also, so you can reutilize it even. Okay, if you want to test the steps, you can reutilize it. Right? So let's see that what are the benefits, main benefits we are going to get out of it. So the main benefits is we have the flexibility to execute it in our emulator, simulator, as well as in our real device hosted in cloud. Second benefit, all the artifacts like network logs, video, screenshots, everything are quite intact and saved in our user account. Third point, you can easily raise a bug by clicking on a button over there on our Lambda test. Fourth, any failure can be easily debugged from test log, because you will find out that what's the reason of the failure and you can easily provide a fix for it. And the fifth and most important point is integration with CI/CD. Always remember guys, if you have your automation suite not integrated in CI/CD, then half of the benefits of automation you are missing over there. So always try to make it part of CI/CD, and Lambda test is properly integrated with Jenkins, Bamboo, all kind of CI/CD available in the market. So do try it. Okay, create a demo account and try to do a dry run. Okay, because this dry run will specifically help you out in execution. Okay, this dry run will help you to do the execution. If you want to know like how I will get the particular code that I am showing you guys right now, you can come to this blog, and here I have mentioned also the URL or the GitHub link, which one you need to clone. Okay, so you need to clone that package over there, and you can use it. Okay, so I will provide that clone path over here. Let me provide you guys with the link, so that link you can use. Okay, and you can import the entire project and then you can use it. Right? So that would be quite easier for you guys. Right? You can directly import the project and then you can directly go over the readme file. I have mentioned all the points in the readme file. If you go over in the readme file, you will again whatever we have discussed are mentioned over there. So it's not like you need to watch the video again and again. Okay, you can simply come over here, use the GitHub, see the entire code and everything I have mentioned over here. Right? Entire code and everything is mentioned over here, so you can easily utilize it. Right? Hope this session has helped you guys to find out that how you can integrate easily your Appium testing existing test script specifically directly to your Lambda test cloud devices. All right? Okay guys, so do try, and if you find anything or if you have any suggestion of improvement, do let us know. We will try to come up with the solution as soon as possible. Till then, try to create a demo account and execute this particular piece of code. Right? Thank you.